All right, our first two competitors in the ring in this six-man championship scramble. It is the Hammer representing the Indie Club. It is the Crusader, Vince Easterwood. There's the bell. Your main event today on Pulse Anniversary 3, now officially underway. And Crusader is ready to go. Hammer takes a little bit of a walk outside the ring. The Hammer and the Crusader having words with each other. Hammer wants to know why Vince is here. And Vince told him, you know damn well why I'm here. Well, he didn't say those exact words because Vince would never say damn. But you get the message. Hammer now back inside the ring. Now it's Vince who's out on the floor. A little bit of chase action going on there. Nonetheless, this is your main event at Pulse Anniversary 3, six-man championship scramble for the Pulse Heavyweight Championship. And now Hammer throwing that big right hand into the face of the Crusader, Vince Easterwood. And now follows it with a left. And that big toss right there from the Hammer. Right over the top rope, back into the ring goes the Crusader, Vince Easterwood. I mean, he just grabbed Vince like he was nothing, and Vince is only 150 pounds. I don't imagine that's too much of a stretch for somebody like the Hammer to just pick him up and toss him like a sack of potatoes. So the Hammer now going to work on the Crusader, Vince Easterwood, the first two competitors in this six-man championship scramble. Here's the Hammer with a pickup here, looking to execute something big on the Crusader, Vince Easterwood. If he's able to do so and to score a 3 count, at that point he will be the official interim Pulse Heavyweight Champion. And now, Hammer, wrist lock right there from the Hammer. Vince trying to do the cartwheel escape here. Nice reversal there from the Crusader. Right back in, now takes his own wrist lock, and now it's the Hammer who's getting his arm torqued on here. Transitioning into a hammer lock right there is the Crusader, Vince Easterwood. One of the most technically gifted superstars the VWE has ever seen. And now takes the free arm, drops the forearm right between the shoulder blades of the Hammer. Follows it with a kick right to the midsection, doubles Hammer over. Here comes Vince off the ropes. Vince Easterwood right off those ropes. Big drop kick right to the face, takes the Hammer right off his feet. Vince in charge of the match right now, going for a pickup. Only 1 minute before the next competitor comes out to the ring. Vince Easterwood wrenching wrist lock right there, trying to yank the arm of the Hammer right out of his socket. Continuing to wrench on the arm of the Hammer is the Crusader, Vince Easterwood. We're just getting just about ready to have our next competitor in the match. Arm hook wrench kick right there from the Crusader. Just flattened the Hammer. Vince going for a pickup once again here. Action starting to heat up with just a few seconds remaining before the next competitor comes out. Oh, great counter right there Great counter right there from the Hammer. Just counters with a jawbreaker, completely jacks the jaw of the Crusader, Vince Easterwood, right there. We're just about ready for our next competitor to make his way out into this championship scramble. Who will it be? Oh, here he comes from Mobile, Alabama, 6'6", 235 pounds. He is the exhibition champion, Rex Ocelot. Rex Ocelot now the third member of this six-man championship scramble. 3 competitors now in. It's the Hammer and Vince Easterwood fighting it out outside of the ringside floor. Rex Ocelot, the exhibition champion, inside the ring. And right now it's Vince slamming the head of the Hammer right up against that barricade. Drops him chin first, snake eyes right there on the outside of the ring. Right in front of our VWE Universe fans here. Well, Hammer just countered that one into a German suplex attempt there. Didn't quite get enough of it. Rex Ocelot is in the ring. He is waiting for the Hammer big time because I tell you what, these two, no love lost for each other whatsoever. Meanwhile, Hammer continues to punish Vince outside the ring. We saw the snake eyes right there. Oh, look at that. He is just working over Vince nonstop. Now Hammer's up on the ramp. He's about to head into that ring. And this is a confrontation that's been brewing for quite some time. Let's let him go at it. The Hammer and Rex finally in the ring together. Let him go. Let him fight. Let's do this. These two were once brothers, are no longer. And now they tie up, they lock up in the center of the ring, collar and elbow tie up here. That is the Hammer. It is Rex Ocelot, the exhibition champion. Hammer threw the right hand right into the face of Rex Ocelot. That just rocked the jaw right there of Rex. These two just fighting it out here in our ring here. This is the six-man championship scramble for the Pulse Heavyweight Championship. 3 competitors out now. It is the Hammer, it is Rex, it is Vince Easterwood out on the floor. Hammer just throwing repeated shots right into the face of Rex. Big fists right there from the Hammer. That's got to be 4 or 5 in a row right there from the Hammer. And now look at Rex firing back with a barrage of kicks. Doing it MMA style against the Hammer here. The Hammer continuing still to throw those big punches right there, folks. We've got 1 more minute before the 4th competitor comes out here. We're just about to have the 4th competitor in our championship scramble. Meanwhile, Hammer throwing fists, Rex Ocelot throwing kicks. These two hate each other as much as 2 people could possibly hate each other. Big spinning back kick right there. Just rung the bell of the Hammer. Here comes Rex off the ropes. Oh, and Hammer catches him with the double-A spine buster right there. Caught Rex coming right in. Folks, the fourth competitor is about to make his way into the ring. Who is it going to be? Oh, check it out. From Prison City, Michigan, 6 feet 6 inches tall, 245 pounds. He is the Crisis. And guess who controls the Crisis? This just got from bad to a hell of a lot worse for Rex Ocelot. Now the Crisis going for a pickup against Rex Ocelot while Hammer takes a breather outside the ring. And now Crisis whipping Rex into the corner. Here comes the Crisis, charging in with a head of steam. Meanwhile, Vince Easterwood's back up on his feet, and he just caught the Hammer with a bicycle kick. It's Crisis with the bicycle kick on Rex. It's Vince Easterwood and the Hammer going at it across the ring. Hammer throwing that big right hand into the face of Vince Easterwood. Four competitors in the ring right now, 2 more to go. One of these men will leave as the Pulse Heavyweight Champion. Hammer is just so dangerous with those fists of his. He is just letting Vince Easterwood have it, as is the Crisis letting Rex Ocelot have it here in the corner. Front face lock right there from the Crisis, dragging Rex back to the center of the ring. It's for all the marbles here. This is for the Pulse Heavyweight Championship. Vince with a big kick right to the midsection of the Hammer, rather. This action continues. 2 competitors left. The next one will either be Nile Nightfire or it will be Brackman Wilder. Here comes Rex off the ropes. And there's a whip into the ropes. It's Rex coming off those ropes, heading right towards the Crisis. What does the Crisis have in mind here? Look at that vicious outbreak lariat right there from the Crisis. They're just punishing each other nonstop right there. Rex Ocelot spun 360 degrees. Meanwhile, it's the Hammer who has apparently gotten the better of Vince Easterwood. No, it's Vince who's up on the guardrail, getting set to fly off that guardrail right towards the Hammer. Look at that arm drag, flying arm drag right there from Vince Easterwood. Catches the Hammer, takes him right over, out on the floor. And meanwhile, it's the Crisis in the ring, continuing to dish out punishment to the exhibition champion, Rex Ocelot, cinching in the front face lock. Look at this. You can hear the Crisis. Rosies, ring around the rosies, pocket full of posies, ashes, ashes. You fall down. Big delayed vertical suplex right there from the Crisis with the customary poem. 1 minute before the next competitor enters the match. We've only got 2 competitors left. Big suplex right there from the Crisis. Less than 1 minute before the 5th competitor enters the championship scramble. And the Hammer has just reached under the ring and pulled out, of course, a hammer. He's got that hammer in the ring now. And here he comes. Right in the face of Vince one more time. Rex definitely feeling the effects of that suplex. Oh, look at Hammer just striking the back of Vince Easterwood with that sledgehammer. No disqualifications. There's not a damn thing the referee can do about it. Oh, we're about to find out who the 5th competitor is. Oh, here he comes from Dallas, Texas, 6'1", 225. He is the Beard, Brackman Wilder. The Beard now in the face of the Hammer. 5 competitors in the Scramble. Only one more to go. No big mystery who it is. It will be the current Pulse champion, Nile Nightfire. Brackman firing kicks right to the thigh area of the Hammer. He is the 5th competitor in this championship Scramble. Standing knee strikes right there from Brackman. Rex still feeling the effects of that devastating suplex from the Crisis. He held him up there in the air for an extended period of time. And look at a snap suplex right there from Brackman. Takes the Hammer right over. So far, not a single pinfall in the match so far. And Crisis starting to stir. He's back up to his feet. Rex is right there waiting for him. And look at Vince draping the arm on the Hammer here, going for a cover. And Rex with a big drop kick that floors the Crisis. Count of 1, count of 2. Only a 2 count. Hammer's able to get the shoulder up. Great action we're seeing in the 6-man championship Scramble. Only one more competitor to go. No big mystery who it is. It will be the current reigning Pulse champion, the infamous Nile Nightfire. Nice kick to the leg right there from Rex, or from Brackman rather. And they're just double teaming the Crisis now at this point. Vince sitting back up, getting back up to his sitting position. Here goes Rex going after the Crisis once again. Brackman firing another big kick right to the thigh area. Muay Thai style, trying to take out the leg of the Crisis. Meanwhile, the Hammer is still continuing to punish Vince Easterwood in the corner. What great action we are seeing for this Pulse Heavyweight Championship today. 5 competitors in. We're getting closer and closer to the last competitor, the reigning Pulse Heavyweight Champion, the infamous Nile Nightfire. Here comes Rex off the ropes again. Drop kick right to the knee of the Crisis, taking out the knee. Good strategy right there from the exhibition champion. Going right for that knee. Here comes Brackman. And look at the Hammer in the corner. He's got a front face. He's got the front face lock cinched in on Vince Easterwood. Oh, look at that. Enziguri just rung the bell of the Crisis right there from Brackman Wilder. And now look at Vince going right for the arm of the Hammer. This could do it. This could get a pin. This could get a submission right here from the Hammer. Vince has got that arm lock cinched in there. 1 more minute before the final competitor makes his way into this match. Meanwhile, the Hammer is trapped in that arm lock of Vince Easterwood. Fujiwara armbar right there. There is nowhere for the Hammer to go. Crisis back up on his feet. Hammer is trying to fight his way to the ropes to force a break here. We're just about to get our sixth and final competitor into this championship scramble. No big mystery who it is. He is the current Pulse champion, the infamous Nile Nightfire. And here he comes, folks. From Cardiff, Wales, standing 6 feet 7 inches tall at 275 pounds, your current reigning and defending Pulse heavyweight champion, the infamous Nile Nightfire. He is the reigning Pulse champion. He is now the sixth and final competitor in this match. Meanwhile, the Crisis is going to work on Vince Easterwood. Brackman right up in the face of Nile Nightfire. Hammer has had that arm worked over like you would not believe. Rex Ocelot been punished as well. Referee Vinny Rossini has not had a whole lot to do in this match. And look at Nile throwing the big right hand to the legendary Beard, Brackman Wilder. Follows it up with a rolling elbow and just clocks the skull of Brackman Wilder. All six competitors now in the ring. The next pinfall or submission will be for all the marbles being that Pulse Heavyweight Championship. The question is, who is it going to be? You've got the Crisis. You've got Vince Easterwood trading shots on one side of the ring. You've got Nile Nightfire. You've got Brackman Wilder trading shots on the other side of the ring. You've got the Hammer, who's had his arm punished beyond belief by Vince Easterwood. You've got Rex Ocelot, who's been taking a lot of punishment from the Crisis earlier in the match. It's all about the Pulse Heavyweight Championship, and the next pinfall or submission will do it. The question is, who is going to step up and grab that brass ring, currently held by Nile Nightfire? Hammer is back up to his feet, going right for Rex. Now we've got them equally split here. We've got Brackman and Nile. We've got Rex and the Hammer. We've got Vince and the Crisis, all fighting it out amongst each other here. There's a big shove-off right there from Rex Ocelot. Nile cinching in the front face lock on Brackman. This for all the marbles here. The Pulse Heavyweight Championship at stake. This is the main event at Pulse Anniversary 3. The question is, who's going to be the one to get it done at the end of this six-man championship scramble? Once again, all equally divided here. You've got Vince Easterwood and the Crisis. They're duking it out. You've got the Hammer and Rex Ocelot. Those two will be fighting each other when the universe comes to an end. You got Brackman Wilder and Nile Nightfire. Nile in the corner. Crisis with a big boot right to the midsection of Vince Easterwood. And everybody just continuing to fight it all out here at Pulse Anniversary 3. That last one drops Vince Easterwood right there from the Crisis. That big boot certainly got it done. Oh, look at that back body drop right there from Brackman. Did you see the height at which he got Nile Nightfire up in the air? And now Brackman up on the ropes. Getting set here to fly on Nile Nightfire, the current Pulse champion. Nice ground sweep kick right there from Vince Easterwood, taking the legs right out from underneath the Crisis. Brackman with the springboard moonsault right there, connecting with Nile Nightfire. All right, folks, you got to pay attention to social media, because if you do, if you saw my tweet this morning, I promised a surprise that would absolutely shock the wrestling world. It is now time to unveil that surprise. The 7th and final member of this championship scramble is Skillex. The single biggest independent signing in Pulse Wrestling history. Skillex is in Pulse Wrestling. And dare I say, that just got everybody's attention. We've got carnage and pandemonium in this ring. The 6-man championship scramble now officially 7-man, with the addition of Skillex. And now Skillex right in the face of the Hammer. Skillex up top, flying forearm right to the Hammer. Takes the Hammer right out. Of all the things you ever thought you would see, did you ever think you would see the day where Skillex would be in a VWE ring? You're seeing it right here today on Pulse Anniversary 3. Meanwhile, Vince Easterwood is down, the Crisis is down, the Hammer is down. You've got Rex in the corner, you've got Brackman in the corner, you've got Nile in the corner, and you've got Skillex in the center of the ring. Holy crap! One of these 7 men will leave here as the Pulse Heavyweight Champion. Who will it be? Skillex going right to work on the current champion, Nile Nightfire. Meanwhile, you've got Rex Ocelot and Brackman going at it. You've got the Hammer down. You've got Vince down. What in the hell can happen here next? You've got Skillex firing right to Nile Nightfire. Brackman trying to get back up to his feet. Rex Ocelot over the top rope. The Crisis has had that leg punished beyond belief here. Vince Easterwood still down. The Hammer still down. Rex is down to one knee outside on the ramp. And you've got Skillex working on the current Pulse champion, Nile Nightfire, in the corner here. This is absolute pandemonium here at Pulse Anniversary 3. you got the Hammer dropping Brackman over the top rope. Rex catches him. Rex effect out on the ramp. Oh my God. Now Vince is trying to get back up to his feet as Skillex continues to throw shots, rights and lefts at the current Pulse champion, Niall Nightfire. Now Hammer is going out on the ramp after Rex. Big boot right to the midsection of Rex Ocelot. Crisis is over in the corner. Vinny Rossini, the referee, still has had nothing to do in this match thus far. Hammer throwing in a couple of stiff kicks right there, doubling Rex over. You've got Skillex and Niall Nightfire trading shots in the corner here. You've got the Crisis holding himself up by the top rope. You got Vince Easterwood, who's out on the arena floor. He's down on the floor right now. You got Rex Ocelot and the Hammer still going at it on the ramp. Brackman, rather, apparently taken out. And look what we got going on in the center of the ring. They're just continuing to trade shots, lefts and rights. Skillex and Niall Nightfire, the Pulse champion. One of these men will leave the Pulse Center today as the Pulse heavyweight champion. Who will it be? They are still trading shots back and forth. Niall Nightfire and Skillex. Look at Hammer. Hammer's setting up. He's setting up for something big out on the ramp. Oh, he just hit the big power bomb on Rex out on the ramp. Meanwhile, Skillex and Niall Nightfire are still just trading shots with each other. Here comes the Crisis. Crisis with a full head of steam across the ring, hits the tope con hilo, flattens Rex, flattens Hammer, or flattens Brackman rather. Vince is still out on the floor. And Skillex and Niall Nightfire still trading shots with each other, rights and lefts, back and forth. They are just fighting nonstop, these two. Of course, Niall, the current reigning Pulse heavyweight champion. Hammer with a stomp, ground stomps right on to Rex. Continuing to stomp a mud hole into Rex. And that last one from Skillex just dropped Niall Nightfire. Vince is trying to get himself back up. He's holding himself up by the barricade there. We've got a mess of people out on the ramp. We've got Hammer, we've got Niall, we've got Brackman, we've got Rex, we've got Crisis. Vince is back in the ring. Skillex is in the ring. And look at Vince hitting the springboard flying elbow drop right on the Hammer. Oh my God. Hammer just taken out by that springboard flying elbow drop from Vince Easterwood. Skillex alone in the ring. We've got the original 6 competitors all on the ramp, all having been taken out. We've got Skillex standing alone in the ring. What can possibly happen here? Rex is back up. Hammer's back up. Looks like looks like Vince is trying to get up. Vince, they're slowly but surely starting to make their way all back up. Here comes the Crisis. Crisis is up next. And here comes Skillex with a full head of steam. Skillix with the whole full head of steam there. Over the top rope. Appears like he just took them all out. Oh, goodness gracious. He just flattened Nile Nightfire there. He just hit a perfect strike. Did you see Skillix fly over that top rope and just take them all out? Oh my God. All 7 men now down on the ramp. Somebody's got to get up and win this championship. But who is it going to be at this point? Rex is trying to crawl himself back into the ring. And of course, it's Hammer who's going to end up going after him. Like I told you, these two will be fighting each other when the universes implode. Rex is trying to crawl to the center of the ring. Here comes Hammer in after him. Meanwhile, the rest of the field is all out on the ramp. What could possibly happen here next? Nile Nightfire is trying to get back up to his feet. Vince is starting to make a stir here. Hammer going for the pickup in the ring against Brackman, rather. Hammer trying to get, fires a big kick right to the midsection of Brackman Wilder. Nile is back up to his feet. The rest of the field is out on the ramp there. That kick right to the midsection of Brackman Wilder. Look at Brackman firing back with a stiff shot right to the midsection of the Hammer. Here comes Nile Nightfire back in the ring. And just turns, and Brackman turns right around to get that right hand right there from the Hammer. Now here comes Nile making his way back in. I don't think Brackman realizes that Nile is there. Brackman and Hammer continuing to throw shots at each other. Nile Nightfire is right behind Brackman Wilder. Brackman turns around and sees Nile Nightfire right in his face. And now Brackman with a stiff shot right to Nile. Brackman's just throwing shots at both of them. Folks, Brackman Wilder is a house of fire right now, throwing shots to both Nile Nightfire and the Hammer. But the Hammer caught him with a kick right to the midsection, doubles Brackman over. What could possibly happen next here between these three? The other 4 are out on the ramp. And there's a shot right there from the Hammer. It's Brackman off the ropes. Here he comes. What could possibly happen here next? Look at that back body drop right there from the 6'7" Nile Nightfire. And now Nile turns his attention to the Hammer. And now we saw a nice elbow strike there, an elbow strike from Nile Nightfire, the Pulse champion. Meanwhile, the rest of the field is out on the ramp here. You've got Skillix, you've got Vince Easterwood, you've got Rex Ocelot and the Crisis, you've got the Hammer and Nile Nightfire toe-to-toe. You've got Brackman out in the corner. And Hammer starting to throw jabs right into the face of Nile Nightfire. And that last one just rocked Nile Nightfire. In fact, Tango down it is from the Hammer. Brackman Wilder back up to his feet. And that last one just dropped Nile. Hammer is going for it right now. Hammer going for it. Here is kill confirmed from the Hammer.
Finish him.
Hammer just nailed kill confirmed on the current Pulse champion, Nile Nightfire. Oh my goodness. Hammer going for a cover here. Count of one, count of two. Brackman breaks it up with a knee drop right to the back of the Hammer. So now we've got the Hammer down, we've got Nile Nightfire down, we've got Brackman Wilder breaking up the pin attempt with a knee drop off the ropes there. The Pulse Heavyweight Championship still up in the air, and not a single fan has left this building. They want to see the conclusion to this huge 7-man championship scramble. But who is it going to be who leaves here with the Pulse Championship? I can tell you I'm not leaving here with a voice. I can tell you that much. Now Brackman going to work on the Hammer. Nile trying to fight his way back up to a standing position. Not Nile, but Brackman needs to go for something big here. And here goes Brackman. Look at this strong zero right there from the beard. He nailed it. Brackman just nailed strong zero right there on the Hammer. Unfortunately, not able to capitalize on it. And Nile dropping the big elbow onto Brackman Wilder, the small of the back. All of that weight of Nile Nightfire into that elbow drop right to the small of the back of Brackman Wilder. Meanwhile, Nile is still on his feet, dazed and confused as he is. You got Brackman who's down, you got the Hammer who's down, and you still have the other four competitors all on the ramp, barely having stirred. But nonetheless, one of these men will leave the Pulse Center today as the Pulse Heavyweight Champion. The question is, who will it be at this point? Brackman hit that strong zero on the Hammer, and we thought that was going to be it right there. And look at Nile. Nile's going right for Brackman here. Nile's getting set. Hammer has not moved. It looks like Skillix is starting to come to. And here comes Nile Nightfire with the Game Changer. He's got him set up. There it is. Game Changer right there on Brackman Wilder. But it looks like Brackman may have slid out of it. Brackman slid out of the Game Changer right there, landed on his feet. Nile better turn around because he doesn't see Brackman right behind him. Oh, look at that German suplex attempt from Brackman into a pin. Count of one, count of two. Oh, only a 2 count. But that was so close right there from Brackman. That was as close as anything we have seen in this match so far. Now it's Rex who's back up on his feet out on the ramp. It's the Hammer in the corner. Brackman back up to his feet, now dropping back down to 2 knees. Crisis still down. Vince Easterwood still down. That may be the first thing that Vinny Rossini's had to do in this match so far, is count that 2 count right there. Meanwhile, Brackman is right back up. He's right in the face of the Hammer. And Rex just went for something over there on the ramp. Skillick got out of the way, and Rex just went flying over the commentary table. Meanwhile, Brackman is laying knees into the midsection of the Hammer. This match is for the Pulse Heavyweight Championship. One of these men will leave here with that championship. It's still up in the air as to who it will be. Did you see that right hand right there? That even in an exhausted state, that right hand of the Hammer is still as dangerous as anything you're likely to find in this business. And look at this. Brackman has got Hammer set up on the top. Brackman is on the second turnbuckle here. He's getting set to execute here. Here comes the beard. Brackman Wilder. He's got the Hammer up. Niall starting to stir across the ring. Brackman is struggling to try to get the Hammer up in the air. And here comes Niall from behind. Brackman's not even aware of it, I'm pretty sure. Oh, will you look at this? Finally, Brackman gets Hammer up in the air as Niall gets Brackman up in the air. A super duper suplex right there. I don't know what the hell you want to call it right there, but he just took them both over, both Brackman and the Hammer. And now Niall back up to a standing position here. And then falls right back down. I don't doubt that at all. The energy having expended to get both of those guys up in the air like that. Absolutely incredible right there from Niall Nightfire. And now Vince is starting to stir here outside on the ramp. Going right for that front face lock on Skillix. And Brackman's starting to stir now. Who wants that Pulse Championship? Now's the time. Brackman back down to both knees. Hammer starting to get up. Hammer is back up first. Niall Nightfire still down. Brackman on both knees. Vince is outside the ring trying to get back in. Skillix is right there. And they're just grappling along that apron. Hammer right back into the face of Brackman Wilder. Hammer firing a kick right to the midsection of Brackman. Hammer setting up here. He's going for that big power bomb that he's known for. Are we going to see it from the Hammer right here? Hammer has got Brackman set up. Crisis is back up. And Hammer is screaming, "It's over with." Hammer calling for the end right now. Oh, look at Brackman fighting his way out of it. Brackman counters. Brackman Wilder trying to go for the counter here. Trying to fight his way out of that power bomb. Because he knows if he delivers that, it's going to be lights out for Brackman. Brackman trying to fight his way out of it once again. Niall Nightfire still down. You got Vince and you've got Skillix trading shots. Oh, look at this. Strong zero right there from Brackman. He countered the powerbomb into strong zero. Count of one for a cover. Count of 1, 2, and 3. Oh my God! Ladies and gentlemen, your winner of the match and new Pulse Heavyweight Champion, Brackman Wilder. The Beard, Brackman Wilder, your new Pulse Heavyweight Champion. You see the carnage strewn about the ring. You saw everything that Brackman had to go through to endure in order to persevere and win this match. I'm just going to shut up for a minute. I'm going to let the moment speak for itself. Brackman Wilder is your Pulse Heavyweight Champion. What a show it's been. What a Pulse Anniversary 3 it has been. Brackman Wilder is your Pulse Heavyweight Champion. Also victorious today, Quinn Hilton of Team Ultra. Lolly Wayne Handi Hassa, also victorious today. And the Indy Club, over the Pulse alumni, victorious today at Pulse Anniversary 3. Congratulations to the new Pulse Heavyweight Champion, Brackman Wilder. How about the return of Lou McMahon to VWE? How about the debut of Skillix in VWE? What a day it has been all the way around, any way you want to look at it.